Namaskar. Friends, we are going to discuss on a topic called humanism. Humanism is a very wide concept and there are different forms of humanism. Rationalists, humanists, religious people, and in literature, literary figures, existentialists, most of them discuss about humanism. But from different perspectives, the concept is studied, the concept is examined. So, as there are so various human pursuits, and within the framework of human quest, human knowledge, humanism is discussed as a major topic. According to one idea, man is the maker of all civilization. Man has made improved human knowledge, ethical values, religious ideals, political systems, social norms, all have been discussed, all have been improved by man. There is a time when man was living in a primitive state, and from a primitive state the journey of man started, and now we live in an age of technological sophistication. All the improvements, may it be in science, may it be in technology, may it be in the field of social science, all have been due to man. Man is the center of all knowledge, all values, all ideals, all norms, so on and so forth. And so, a Greek philosopher in the long past, ancient Greek philosopher Protagoras had said, the proper study of man is man. It was Protagoras who said, man is the measure of all things. That means when we want to study man, we can get a proper knowledge of his life, his attitude, his temperament, his value system, his religious ideas, his scientific innovations. So, on the basis of man's study, we have all these epistemological and cognitive ideas. So, another philosopher also, literary figure said, that is, the proper study of mankind is man. So, means if we want to know human society, if you want to know the progress of man's civilization, then study man. So, studying man is most important. So, also in the field of literature, when we read a novel or read a story, then it is a man or some characters, they come and we study. When we read a novel, we find that there are some characters, their problems, their interactions, their crises, their challenges, so on and so forth. And right from the beginning of human civilization, man has been trying to improve his situation. So, when there are challenges before him, there are natural calamities, there are also man-made problems. So, everywhere, every time, man has tried to surface any problem, any challenge, any threat to his existence, to his individual existence or to the collective existence. In this way, civilization has progressed. What today we have developed, what knowledge we have acquired, and that has been due to human quest, human inquisitiveness, man's research, and man's effort. There are always some evils in human society, and when there is some evil, it puts a threat to man's existence and also tries to overcome it. In this process, knowledge has developed and other values have also developed. So, how to mitigate human suffering? There might be two different attitudes Some people may think that to mitigate human suffering or evil or human misery, some people go and pray God and pray some supernatural power that please help us. We find in all ancient scriptures that man makes prayers to some supernatural powers, to some imaginary gods or goddesses to save him from the peril, from the difficulty. But we find it has not worked. But with the development of modern science, we have been able to mitigate most of the sufferings. Once upon a time, when there was a natural calamity, man was feeling very helpless. He had nothing to save. He did not know how to save his life. When there is a flood, there is a cyclone, or any other natural calamity, man was feeling completely helpless, and he surrendered his life. He was surrendering his life to the fury of nature. But now we have developed technology, and we have developed human knowledge to face it. Any challenge that comes, man prepares himself to face it and try to find out solution to it. Besides, there are two types of problems that arise in human society. Some problems arise because of natural calamity, and some problems arise because of man. There is war, there is violence, there is exploitation, there is other subjugations. So in this way, slavery, most of these problems are there in human society which have been man-made. So once upon a time, religion played a very important role in determining the life of man and determining the value system of man. But gradually, man developed secular attitude, secular beliefs, scientific attitude, so as to meet all the problems. So how to ameliorate the human suffering has been the primary concern of a man. How can we ameliorate human suffering, human misery, human tragedy? So right from the beginning of a civilization, man has been trying to improve a lot, trying to improve the quality of his life. So we want a humanistic vision of life. By humanistic vision of life, we mean how to concern, how to realize, how to feel the others' suffering, how to express our concern for others. In this context, we can make a difference between humanism and humanitarianism. According to humanitarianism, there are some people who dedicate their life to mitigate others' suffering, to bring a smile in others' face. So when there is starvation death, some people help. When there is epidemic, some people come out to help them. When there is some accident, people come out to help others. This is a humanitarian attitude, and it is welcome. And once upon a time, there was monarchy and there was kingship, monarchy, dictatorship, and from human civilization gradually realized that we want democracy. Democracy is also an extended form of humanistic value, an extended form of political value that has emerged in human society. And man felt that democracy is much better, far superior to the idea of dictatorship or kingship. Similarly, in 1948, there was, after the formation of United Nations, then United Nations made a declaration on human rights that is called Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that every man has a right to live with dignity, and every individual, every citizen must enjoy political right, must enjoy try to develop his own potentiality. So there should not be any form of exploitation, any form of discrimination, any form of torture, slavery, trafficking. All these things should be abolished from human society. So there has been an appeal all over the world by United Nations that every individual, every citizen must get the scope to develop, every child must get a scope for education, every human being must try to live a life of dignity. That was the basic principle of humanism. And there are some other ideas which are contrary to humanism, such as like fundamentalism. Fundamentalism distinguishes between man and man on the basis of religious belief or some other belief. And fundamentalism is detrimental to civilized living. Fundamentalism does not look on the dignity of a man. It identifies a person on the basis of his caste or basis of his religion or on his race, anything it can be. So once upon a time, women were subjugated in most of the cultures and most of the societies. In Indian society, the sati pratha was there, the child marriage was there, and many other evils existed in the past. Not only in India, in other countries as well, women did not enjoy much right, and they lived a life of subjugation in the male-dominated society. All over the world, there was male dominance, but mankind gradually got freed from this, and we have developed the idea that irrespective of man's sex, every person should be allowed to live a better life, a dignified life. Now, similarly, in some societies, child labor, trafficking, these problems are there. They are also antithetical to human dignity, and they are antithetical, they are against man's honor. How to make our life much better, how our posterity will live a better life, so that and they will not face any crisis. But today we make weapons of mass destruction. We try to go on polluting our environment. These bring a great threat to human survival. So all over the world there is awareness that we have to save our civilization. We have to see that the posterity will not suffer. So when we express concern for society, concern for humanity, when we try to make human situation better off, we try to mitigate our suffering, our sorrow, and make a better world, we call it humanism. So humanistic manifesto, there is a humanistic manifesto, and according to this humanistic manifesto, irrespective of caste, sex, nationality, religion, race, mankind should be treated as one. There should be solidarity, there should be cohesiveness in the whole world. So when we speak of humanism, we give importance to human progress, human betterment, and a peaceful world. So peaceful coexistence, non-violence, as well as these are all marks of civilized living. These are all marks of humanistic values. So humanists all over the world, in all civilization, they try to improve the quality of life. They try to improve or establish peace, harmony, solidarity, brotherhood, justice in the society. And whoever expresses concern for all these goals, for all these ideals, he is a humanist. Thanking you for listening to this discussion.